We're live. So, hello everyone. I'm here with Chanté, and we actually just did the ISTJ interview video. And people are actually probably still hopping on right now, so we might have to repeat saying this. She has a time limit on this, so she said
It's not funny.
9:20. I think it's pretty funny. Already got one person. State who you are. Oh, we got two people. I think. Oh yeah, because I talk about ISTJs all the time, so everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, this is about to be good." Um, yeah, all of y'all just want drama. That's what it is. Anyway,
You've come to the right place.
well, yeah. So Shantae said that she's actually on a timestamp. What time did you say? 9:20.
Hey, Kylie. Who's that, Ben?
Ben Areno. Hopefully, I said your name
I
right.
like Kylie.
Well, yeah. So Shantae, we actually just did our video. Nice. I'm glad I said your name right. We just did a video for one of my deep dives. As you guys know, for my channel, I do deep dive interview videos with each type. And Shantae was my choice for the ISTJ type. I see her every 2 to 3 years. Hey Denzel, do you remember your old friend? Of course I do. What's good, man? Oh wow, I didn't even know that you were subscribed to the channel. That's what's up, man. Respect. But yeah, we just did our deep dive interview video. I haven't edited it or anything, but one thing that I've been realizing that was different from this deep dive and the other ones was that Shantae really needs specifics in order to like answer certain like questions and everything, and I ask very vague and open-ended questions. So as we were doing the live stream, then I was like, I think it would just be better to throw her out
Oh my
on
god.
here. I respect that, man, for real. And so, without further ado, we are here to now ask Shantae questions, or you can ask
I'm
us
actually like
questions.
nervous.
It's okay. You don't gotta be nervous. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, we've already recorded the video, so you guys should be looking forward to that. I don't have an exact date when it's gonna be out yet, because y'all know how it'd be. Like I have to cut it up, and then I have to add the pictures and all the extra stuff. But in the meantime, I will break ice by trying to ask
Oh
more
my
specific
gosh.
questions. Well, no, all of my questions are just gonna continue to
I
be
was.
vague, but you have to let us know
Okay.
about what do you. So I'm always talking about ISTJs on my channel. What do you think about ENFJs?
Well, I think you talk a lot, and you definitely use a lot of metaphors unnecessarily. It's like you over explain sometimes instead of just getting to the point.
But then, okay, well, in my opinion, I feel like you don't understand even when I am seemingly over explaining. Is that right to assume? Because, like, you always ask for more clarification.
I feel like your over explaining is what confuses things.
Okay. All right. Okay. And you said that I talk a lot?
Yeah. Somebody asked a question, I think, but it kind of disappeared. I didn't see it.
I think, I'm going to pull it up over here.
Okay.
But I think I saw something like planning to go on Facebook Live interview.
Oh.
Probably not, because that's a different audience, and this is like more for like type purposes and not really like social or whatever. But that's funny. So I talk. Wait, I don't think that I'm very
See, he said you
detailed.
talk a lot.
Yeah, but I don't think that I'm very like detailed
He
with
talks a
what
lot. Oh my goodness.
So I've just been
I
talking.
can like fall asleep to him talking.
So would you say then that So okay, we were hanging out with your ESFJ friend yesterday, or cousin
Yeah.
yesterday. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you say he talks, and then how much you
Yo,
say
he
I talk?
talk. Yo, he talk forever.
Okay.
You gotta be around him longer. I don't know if you got that vibe from him, but he can talk. He can talk.
On a
I
scale
mean,
of
he
one
would
to ten.
like between both of you.
Mm-hmm. Like 10 being like extreme chatterbox, and then 0 being like, oh,
sheesh.
you don't
Yeah,
talk a lot at all.
I think he's like a 10. Um, and I think that you are like 9.
Wow.
8 maybe.
Wow. I really don't see myself in that way, but very well
Well,
then.
maybe not like so. With him, like it's like he'll just talk. I think with you, maybe you don't always talk, but once you start talking, like you just keep going.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What types of things do I just keep on going about that you end
Anything.
up falling asleep
I
with?
have no idea. I know last night when we were like at my cousin's place,
Hmm.
and y'all were just talking forever, and I was like, I just want to leave, but I didn't say nothing because I knew you was gonna like try to hold it against me, but I just let y'all talk.
Yeah, I felt that you were annoyed. Why didn't you just hop in the conversation?
Cause I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all talking about I don't know. What was y'all talking about?
We were talking about human dynamics.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like my friend and like all that, right?
Yep.
Um. I don't know.
Hmm.
I didn't jump in first of all because I was tired. It was like what time was it? It was like really late.
Okay.
So that and yeah, actually that probably was the only reason because I wanted to go home.
Okay. Got you.
And yeah, because I was tired and I wanted to go home. So I was just sitting there like zoned out for real, for real. I just know y'all. I don't even know what y'all was talking about, but yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, I talk a lot about your type and everything. Everyone knows, like, oh yeah, Denzel's always complaining about those ISTJs, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, from your perspective, would be the main problems that I have with your type? Just speaking objectively, not to like be mean to you or anything.
um, I don't know. I thought you thought I was perfect.
I said that.
I mean, I don't know. That's what I thought.
That's not true. You didn't think that.
I don't know.
So would you say that we always got along?
No.
No,
And
why would you say?
you asked me a similar question, but I didn't know the answer.
And you don't. So you said that you don't know why or what we used to bicker about
I
often.
really don't.
And I think that's the problem. Well, so in my personal opinion, she says like, "Oh, well, you talk a lot, or whatever," and it's like, okay, but for me, um, so I like what you said. You said that once you start talking, then you just keep on going. Because I go deeper with insight. You guys see it with my YouTube channel and stuff all the time. Like, I want to further explain the concept. And I think that what happens is that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, what happens is that when I'm explaining a concept, you're either not interested enough in the concept, or I'm just explaining it in a way that you don't really like because you simplify the concept.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
Especially when you get into your like metaphors and like stuff like that.
And then that's where the talking a lot comes from.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Because like you say all this stuff just to say like make one point, and I'm like, you could have just said that.
Okay. All right. And then it's funny because then from my perspective, when I'm saying all that stuff, I'm diving deeper into that point. So I'm elaborating, I'm drilling a hole, going deeper in. Is that another metaphor? Well, yeah, I'm drilling a hole to go deeper into the center of that point to get to the meat of it. So, yes,
Mm-hmm.
at the premise, at the surface, dang, you did all that just for like one hole, but then from my view, it's like, yeah, but that one hole just hit the center of the earth. But you don't see it that way.
I don't think so, and I have to like think about like why, because I feel like I can't really explain why right now. I just have to like think about it a little bit and let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. All right, so hang out with me this week because I'm here. It was Shantae's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. We're not going to say your age. It's all good. It's all good. But I'm here in Philadelphia to support her and everything. And you had like a birthday week. Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
A milestone birthday week kind of thing. And so she had events for each day.
Oh, thank you.
And hanging out with me.
Oh, my mom's
this week.
birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, dope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wish her happy birthday for me. But hanging out with me this week, how would you say, what would you say about our dynamic? Or things that you've observed about me, us, whatever? Because oftentimes we're interacting through text.
Yeah.
Do you see that there's a difference between text, FaceTime now, or is it kind of the same thing? Do you see me in a different light? Is it like more, like, whatever you can get from that?
I don't know. I think I I don't know. It feels the same to me. Maybe like yeah, like maybe like 2 years ago, when you talk about SBP, it was like different in a way. But I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I've known you for so long, and we've like hung out like a bunch of times. So like this is not even the longest period of time that we've like hung out in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, it's like we spent the whole summer together. So for this, I guess 1 week or a weekend, it doesn't. It feels kind of the same dynamic that we've had. I don't know.
Okay, and you said that I don't annoy you.
Not more than usual. No.
Okay. All right, then I guess that we'll go with that for sure. So, how would you say the type has helped you with understanding our dynamic or just things in general?
Yeah. I think I'm still learning.
Uh-huh.
I'm still trying to like figure it out, but it's definitely like something that I pay attention to more now. Like every time I watch a show or I'm like with someone, I'm like trying to figure out what is their type, like what functions are they using and stuff like that. So I think it's helpful to, I don't know, like understand how people, you know, perceives things. You know what I mean? Take information in and stuff like that. But I'm definitely still learning it. So once I, am better able to understand it, you know what I mean? I think that it'll be a lot more useful,
Yeah. Have you seen yourself growing while using it? Like developing, or you don't really, like, would you be able to point out any differences?
Like with my own functions?
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I don't know if I've made like real progress yet. I don't know. You probably know better than me, like looking, from the outside. But for me, I just feel like I'm the same.
What would you say is the hardest function of yours that you deal with?
Like to, what do you mean?
Like to grow or use.
To use?
Yeah.
I don't know. To use? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, okay. To use, I guess that's an interesting word because it's like you use
I feel like
these
I use them all.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do. But I'm thinking about, I guess, like maybe using it healthily.
So that's a different question.
Yeah, I just narrowed that way when you asked me. When you switched it to me, then I was thinking specifically like, okay, well, which one do I think she has the hardest time using, whatever. And I was like, actually, no, she uses them, but she just probably doesn't use them in a certain way. So, like, one of the things I could be thinking of is like FI, for example. Um, maybe, uh, like, I think one thing that I found interesting was that you would come to me oftentimes, and then you'd try and get me to like how you would ask me like how am I supposed to feel about this situation. And I'm like, I can't tell you how to feel about this. I can only tell you like maybe like how I would feel, but you want like a like no like in this situation like how should I feel? Should I be angry? Should I be this? And then it's kind of like I can't. I can only tell you how you'd feel. You get what I'm saying?
So I'm not supposed to do that. You're saying?
I don't know if I'm saying not supposed to do that. That you're not supposed to do that. I think I'm saying more of like um, it's not bad, I guess. It's more like it's interesting how you come to me and you allow me to, I guess, help you navigate towards, like you use me kind of like as a crutch maybe, or maybe a crutch isn't even a good word, but like a guide to actually tap into your own FI.
Well, I think I asked that because I want to make sure that I'm not being unreasonable.
That's good. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So is it more like you already do know how you feel, but you want
Yes,
to make
most
sure?
times I know how I feel. I
Mm,
just be like, should I feel this way?
okay. Okay. Oh, well, then that's understandable.
Yeah.
For sure. That's understandable.
Or if if I want to feel a certain way and I'm questioning should I feel this way, and then I ask it like, is this, you know, a way that I should feel? Is this acceptable right now?
Hmm.
Or
Okay.
or am I overreacting?
Well, then that's good. I'd say that's definitely something that you've grown in because I feel like in past times you probably wouldn't have wanted to consider the fact that you're overreacting or that you, yes. Well, kind of like three. So it says 7:24 over there. But
Yeah.
you are always looking at the time.
Well, it says 17,
Yeah, yeah. So
and also we started late. Not exactly at 9 o'clock.
well, how about just stopping at the 20-minute mark?
No, we can go till 9:30.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, so then my question kind of derailed.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I know that you need to remind me of the times because I'll keep on talking.
Wait, what? Remind you of what?
The times. Um, no,
What times are you talking about?
The times, because earlier today too, you did that. You're like, you have 6 minutes left, and I was like, and then that derailed too. But I understand that you're just trying to keep us on duty. Um, Daisy, what do you think my type is? I actually don't know. Yeah, I actually don't know. It's been too long. Like I have a few guesses, but to like actually know your cognitive processes as opposed to just some behavior, especially from like that long ago, probably not. But if you ever want to have a coaching typing session, then we can
Shameless
definitely
plug.
do that. Yeah, we could actually do that. But anyway, that's good that you see yourself growing and now like using this more and everything.
I thought I said I feel the same.
Well, but you just kind of like bring that ENFJ.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. I'm not sold yet, but I won't like. I'm not saying that it's not true either. You could be right. I don't know for sure. But it's like, oh, that'd be interesting. Um, well, yeah. What I was gonna say was, Dang, I had all these questions
Oh,
in
I'm
mind
so
and they just kept
sorry,
on
you know?
leaving. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. The problem right now is
Yeah.
that I'm trying to find pointed questions, but all of my questions are vague, and I think that's another thing with us. Okay, so I was talking to another ISTJ friend, and I told you the story. And I think the talking a lot thing comes from being an intuitive. Actually, no, it depends on the way that you're talking a lot. So for me, I'm drilling deeper into a concept. And then when I talk to like other friends, so like my friend Steph, for example, who's an INFJ, she's an introvert and everything. But when me and her talk, we literally go on for 3 hours at a time because it's just so much more. Me and my friend Andrea, we can talk for like 3 hours at a time, and like our messages are just so long and everything. And I think it's because we're drilling into concepts. So I can bring up like one small thing, and then all of a sudden, like it just keeps on going deeper. But then I guess when it comes between us, things fizzle out a lot sooner than I expected. Like I can throw something out there and then I'll give my spiel, but then you won't really have much to say about it. So one example could be recently we just watched The Upside. That's the name of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about how the movie was a lot, deeper than I thought it was going to be. It was really good, all of that. Because when I saw Kevin Hart, then I was like, oh, this is just going to be something to be funny. But I was like, oh wow, this has like depth to it. Donald Trump, do you like was? Yo. That was so after the movie. Oh, that's the highlight of the night. So after the movie, I remember asking you. I was like, "So, what did you get from it?" And then you were like, "Oh, I mean, I watched a movie like that like last week or something like that before." And
I
then,
did not say last
yeah,
week.
you didn't say last week. You
Okay.
said that you watched a movie like that, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So, what did you get from it? And you didn't say anything, and we went on the bus and we sat in silence.
Okay,
Um,
first of all, I don't recall.
yeah.
And secondly, I would love to have that conversation with you, but that was so vague. I didn't know what to say.
What
So,
did you get from it? Like that's, and I guess that's what it is. Like I want the thing to be
like,
vague, so you can.
what did I get? I don't know. Like, what's your question? What did you get from it?
Ah, okay. Well, there goes the question. So if we're talking about the movie The Upside, well now, this is one of those examples where she says that I talk a lot because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk a lot. So the movie The Upside, uh, you guys can go look up the trailer if you want to. Essentially, it's about a guy who pretty much is paralyzed. We can call it that, right? He was paralyzed. He couldn't move.
Quadriplegic.
Quadriplegic. Quadru. Anemone. That. And Kevin Hart's character is supposed to be helping him out. He's supposed to be an auxiliary. I forgot the word. An auxiliary something. But the movie's depth behind it was because what I got from the movie was that we have to value the time that we have now. We have to value the people that we have in our lives. And I don't want to spoil the movie, so that's why I'm like limited on what I could say. But there was a lot of lessons to be learned from that. A big thing was you have to go out and you have to actually take chances. Because once you miss opportunities for things, then you can get used to like living a seemingly mundane life because you're afraid of failure. And so there are things where he took risks, and you will fail sometimes, but then that teaches you how to do better the next time around instead of just being in your comfort zone.
Who are you talking about? Kevin Hart?
No, the quadriplegic.
Oh.
Yeah, and so that was just like a quick example of like something. So I could probably say something like that to my friends Andrea and Steph, and
One
then
thing
they
I
would
got,
like
I
go in.
think, was that money, doesn't really buy you happiness. You know, like, because, well, I can't say it because it's going to give away the movie. But basically, like, he he was pretty rich, but like there was a lot of things like lacking in his life. Would you say that right?
Yeah.
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 And here comes this poor guy, right? He was poor.
Yeah.
Uh, who kind of showed him another side. You know what I mean? Um, and even with all the money in the world, he didn't ever have an experience like that. And so, yeah, I think that's like one thing I got from it. But there are a lot of things, but it's hard to like really explain it without like telling the movie.
Okay.
But I think there are like a lot of little things in there.
So my question is, when I asked you that originally, why didn't you say that?
Because, well, I told you that I saw a movie like that before.
Okay.
And when you said, "What did you get from it?" I didn't really know what you meant, but hearing you talk about it, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, this is what I thought." And you know what I mean?
Well, why didn't you just ask? What
Because
exactly did you mean? You literally just went silent on me, and I was just
no,
like,
you went silent.
I went silent because you went silent. Like I wasn't about to push it again, so I was just, and I literally just started thinking, like,
I feel
okay,
like if you would have like said something, else,
if I would have talked more,
yeah, I would have said something.
over explained.
No, not over explained, but if you would have said something, because you ain't say nothing.
I did.
A question, that was it.
That was the question. What did you get from it? Like, well, I don't understand. Like, to me, it's just like, what did you get from the movie? Like, and you know me. It's like everything has insight. So you should know, like, if I'm asking you that question. So, backtrack. So, like I said, I was talking to another ISTJ. And we were talking about Bridge to Terabithia, and I was talking about like how that's a great movie and everything. And she was like, "Oh, I really didn't like that movie. I didn't really see the point at times or whatever." And then I told her that, like, she said, like, "Well, can you just like, what was the main point of the movie? Like, what was the lesson to be learned from that?" And I was like, "Oh, well, here we go." So I present her a voice text message. It's about 2 to 3 minutes long, explaining a lot of insights that I got from that movie, Bridge to Terabithia. It was the first movie that ever made me cry, to be honest, because I just wasn't ready. You have to go see it. But yeah, when I sent the voice text to her, she responds back like 30 minutes to 45 minutes later, and she was like, "Thanks for your input," or something like that. And then she says, "WYD." I'm like, what? Like, and once again, in such moments, I'm just tempted to think. So in that moment when I asked you, like, what'd you get from it? You didn't have anything to say. I'm tempted to think about, like, man, well, if I'd asked this to Andrea or Steph or David or someone, then they would have probably been like, oh, well, yada yada yada, and I would have been like, oh yeah, and then that springs a whole conversation that can go on for however long. But then I think that with us, topics dry out very quickly because
I think the problem was is that I was tired. It was late. And
but
so
this happens often.
I didn't want to talk.
But you almost never want to talk.
Yeah, I don't. But in regards to what you talking about, that's what it was.
Okay.
Anybody who knows me know that when I get tired, I stop talking.
Okay. So, with the 1 minute to spare, why would you say, okay, actually, we'll put it in this way. It's 2019. You are a year older. As of last month, became a year older. What would you say this year could be one aspect of our dynamic that can be worked on, and then another aspect that you actually appreciate? Go.
Um, one thing that can be worked on,
Mm-hmm.
uh, communication.
In what way?
Um, I don't know, cause, well, I guess you'll never use my functions really well, and I'll never use yours really well. So I think,
We're doomed.
yeah. So actually, uh, I changed my mind. I don't really
We
know
will
how
not
to.
work on
I would.
communication.
I mean, I would love to, but I'm not really sure how. So maybe you can help facilitate that.
I mean, I've been trying to do that for the past 7 years.
And it's gotten better, has it not?
Actually, you're right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And you're gonna trust my lead with that.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. And then the aspect that you appreciate.
The what do I appreciate? um, Honesty. I don't know, the openness. You know what I mean. I think that just knowing each other for so long, I feel very open to share things with you. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm honored.
And you always give good advice. So,
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
think I appreciate that.
Dope. Aw, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's a new year, so I will end my. I never really hated the type, but I will end my hate speech of ISTJs. And I will try and, yeah, do better with just continuing to understand and not talk too much with you. I'll just try and make things simple. However, when things are just not clear to me, would you be open to just further clarifying and elaborating on things rather than just saying, how do you not get it? It's that simple, blah, blah, blah. You're just making it complicated. Okay, great, noted. Now, can you just elaborate? Like, yeah, like I'm asking, like, do you think that that could be a thing that we could do more now?
I'll pray about it.
Okay. You do that. All right. Well, this has been.
No, what do you appreciate?
Oh, what do I appreciate about our dynamic? I appreciate the ability to learn, because I feel like me and you are so very different in so many ways. And so seeing how certain things to you are so obvious that are not obvious to me, and then vice versa, things that are obvious to me that are not as obvious to you, although I don't always point it out because I don't want to make you look stupid. It's interesting to me, and it's able to help me better learn, like, hey, not everybody sees things as clearly as I do. And not everybody and not everybody struggles to see the same things that I struggle to see. And then it's also helping me. Honestly, you've helped me a lot, and I'm saying this in the kindest way, with patience. Because I think that there's been several times where I'd get very reading the text message.
Yes, me too, because you just...
I can say the same about you.
No, you.
I can totally say the same about you.
No.
And I'm always polite with you. I would say that. I think I do my part in being polite.
No.
You don't think I'm polite with you?
Mm-mm.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think you could probably do a better job at that.
You're like really serious?
Yeah.
Like you, okay. Do you think that you're polite with me?
Mm-hmm.
You're serious?
Yeah.
I don't think that you're serious, so
I am.
I don't believe you.
I'm
There's
so
no
serious.
way. There's no way.
How?
There's
Please,
no.
How,
We're
sir?
not gonna know.
Please,
Nah.
let me know.
Nah. It's. The screenshots that I posted on Twitter.
What about it?
Do you think that you were being polite?
Were you being polite?
I think I was.
I don't think you were.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll leave that up for the people to decide.
Right.
I can post the link to the Twitter.
Are you serious? And this is what I mean about the extra.
It's not extra.
Yes.
You know how you said. You know how you come to me and you're like, I just want to know if I'm seeing this right. If I want to know if I'm being irrational, unreasonable. That's why I go out to other people. I'm like, hey, is it really just me? Am I just stupid, or is she bullying
I
me?
go to you and you go to people. You don't see the difference?
Because I can't go to you about something that we're dealing with. Of course, you're always going to take your own side. I have to
I'm
go
not
to
saying
something.
you have to go. You don't have to go to me, but I go to one person and you go to everybody.
I don't think I go to everybody all the time. Usually, I only go to one other person, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And then they tell me. But that time, I did post it on Twitter, and it was just because it was honestly, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny because I was like, I'm baffled. Like, you could just literally elaborate more, but you didn't want to. And I was like, okay, well, you're not really good at that anyway. So that was, I guess, a little bit rude, but it was only because you started it.
Oh, what did we learn today? We take responsibility. So it had nothing to do with me and everything to do with you.
That was a very ironic way. What did we learn today? To take
I'm talking about what he said.
responsibility.
What he said.
So
What you
so
said.
to take responsibility.
No, what
so
you said.
It had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with
you said.
you.
Yeah, what you said. Yes, it had everything to do with you.
Okay.
Yes, because you said it.
All right, Eve.
Okay.
I'll take the blame. I ate the fruit. It was my fault.
You did.
Got you. There goes my metaphors again. But we are friends, people. Why does this sound like a polite argument? Just wait until you see the interview video. The deep video.
I don't even think that was intense.
That was good. Yeah. And most of that's probably going to be edited out anyway. But anyway, yes. So we do appreciate each other, and we have been growing. And yeah, I guess that's about all. Do you have any last words before you say goodbye?
I don't think so. I don't know.
All right. Why do people think ENFJ are know-it-alls? Do you think that I'm a know-it-all, Chanté?
Yeah, you try to be, and it's like annoying.
I try to be, but I'm not. Okay. Do you think that you're a know-it-all?
Mm-mm.
Chanté is a beautiful name. It means sing.
Thank
in
you.
French.
Yes, I know. I love my name. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, did you answer the question? Like, do you think you're a know-it-all?
Oh. No.
Okay.
I think I know what I know.
Okay. Got you. All right. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Now I will end this. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Be on the lookout for the deep dive interview video. And I'm glad that you were able to meet Chanté.
Yeah. This is my first live,
Yes. And
I gotta do another one. Y'all should have been at my birthday yesterday. It was lit.
It really was. It really was. And I will still go ahead and post the link to the tweet, Because
No.
I genuinely would like to see.
No. Okay,
No.
see, this is part 2. This is part 2. And this is going to start another argument. Because this is part 2. And I already got on you for part 1. So I don't know why you think it's okay to do part 2.
Which is go to other people.
Which is putting the link in here.
Okay.
To restart everything. Because I'm about to go off from you again.
Okay. Then we will not do that. Alright. I guess that's all. Bye.